Our first debate will be between the Holy Spirit Catholic School and St. Peter's RC. So I invite the teams from both these schools to take the stage at this time. So I will introduce you to our young debaters before we begin. So from the Holy Spirit Catholic School, our debaters are Nalani Cyrus. Let's put our hands together for them as the names are called. Rashad Batiste, Daniel Lendo, and let's also hear it for the standby, who is Aidan Frame. For St. Peter's Catholic, debaters Khalil Williams, Samaya Jerican, Jamari Phillip, and Anthony Stanislaus. Their motion this morning will be it resolved that the implementation of ICT in the classroom will improve student performance. Be it resolved that the implementation of ICT in the classroom will improve student performance. Before I call our first debaters, I must introduce you to our officiating team. So our judges for this morning's activity, for this morning's debate, are Ms. Curly and Mark, Ms. Radisha Joseph, and our Chief Judge, Ms. Nakita Wells. And our able timekeepers are Ms. Diane Joseph and Ms. Desiree Charles. One little correction is Diane Frederick. Okay, so without our judges already, all right. So before we begin, just to remind our debaters, the first speaker. So I invite now to the podium for the proposition, which is Holy Spirit Catholic School. Let's put our hands together for Nalani Cyrus.
Honorable judges, esteemed timekeeper, distinguished guests, worthy opponents, audience, all, good morning. My colleagues and I are here to examine the moot. Be it resolved that the implementation of ICT in schools will improve students' learning. We are here to establish, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this statement is proven to be true on many different levels. As first speaker, I will define our key terms, raise points to be argued, and begin the journey of opening your eyes as to the important role ICT plays in the improved learning capacity of our students. My second speaker will solidify our position by expanding on points raised, and our third speaker will eradicate any doubts from your mind when he disputes and refutes all arguments brought up by our worthy opponents. I assure you that at the end of our presentation, even our opponents will be forced to agree that ICT in schools definitely improves learning. According to IGIglobal.com, ICT, short for Information and Communication Technology, may include a sum of tools to communicate, create, disseminate, store, and manage information in learning environments. Implementation, according to Oxford's language, is the process of putting a decision or plan into effect. As students to Merriam-Webster, is a scholar or learner who attends school or studies. And to improve, our most important term means to make better. We can all agree that our world is constantly evolving, and we have definitely come a long way from writing on slates, sending telegrams, and letters. We have evolved to pencils, pen, exercise books, notebooks, telephone, mobile phones, computers, and tablets. You see, Madam Speaker, ICT is not limited to the use of a tablet or computer, but includes a text message, call, or video, making our process or receiving and disseminating information so much smoother, definitely less tedious. David Warlick once said, and I quote, "We need technology in every classroom and in every student's and teacher's hands because it is the pen and paper of our time." End of quote. Whereas we can never replace a teacher in the classroom, the combination of teacher and technology makes for a magical environment for learners. So from chalk and slate, we have evolved to Google Classroom and e-learning, just to name a few. Imagine having an encyclopedia at our fingertips at any given time. We can also verify information with just a phone call, email, or text a fellow classmate or teacher, saving time and efforts. It also makes for a more interactive and fun learning experience with a video, online worksheet, or simulation. All students have different learning styles, and ICT allows for inclusivity and the engagement of all learning types. Mr. Speaker, we are not saying that ICT in isolation will improve a learning experience, but a well-managed collaborative effort between students, teacher, parents, and ICT is a magical tool to propel the improvement of our students' learning experience. As with everything else, everything has its downside, but the advantages far outweigh the limited disadvantages. A recent OHCP initiative has now engaged the use of AI to assist teachers in improving a student's learning experience. All these points raised should already convince you of our position, but my second speaker will drive home our position with his presentation. I now leave you with this quote by George Couros. Technology will never replace a great teacher, but in the hands of a great teacher, it's transformational. I thank you.
Let's hear it again for the first speaker from Holy Spirit Catholic. So each team will have three presenters this morning, a first, second, and third speaker. The first speakers will speak for 5 minutes, second speakers for 4, and third speakers will speak for 3 minutes each. Once the judges indicate that they are ready, we will call the first speaker from St. Peter's Catholic School. All right, so let's put our hands together and welcome to the podium the first speaker for St. Peter's Catholic School, Khalil Williams.
In the field of education today, no one can deny that technology has an appeal. And although the appeal is great, we are here today to critically examine whether ICT implementation in our classroom truly improves students' performance. Christian Lulan once said, permit me to quote Mr. Chairman, Technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. End of quote. Mr. Chairman, esteemed judges, timekeepers, members of the audience, good morning. The motion for this morning's debate is, be it resolved, the implementation of ICT in our classroom will improve students' performance. We, the opposition team, stand firmly against this moot. To strengthen our stance on this moot, I will define key terms. UNESCO defines information and communication technologies, or ICT, as the diverse set of technological tools and resources used to transmit, create, store, and exchange information. While Merriam-Webster dictionary defines classroom as any place one learns or gains experience. The Dictionary of Education by Carter defines academic achievement as the knowledge attained or skills developed in the school subjects, usually determined by test scores or marks assigned by teachers or both. Mr. Chairman, as first speaker, I stand before you to argue that the integration of ICT in our classroom does not reflect any enhancement of student performance, but rather it highlights an increase of our heavy reliance on technology. Our second speaker will expound on how ICT breaks down a key element of our education, social interaction, and how ICT hinders cognitive development in children. Lastly, our third speaker will.
Let's hear it again for the first speaker from St. Peter's Catholic. Okay, so now we will listen to the second presenter from the Holy Spirit Catholic School. Let's put our hands together for Rashad Batiste.
Standing on protocol already established. Good morning. I'm here to eradicate any doubt from your mind that the implementation of ICT in school will improve students' learning. I will further elaborate on points made by my first speaker, introduce some of my own, and introduce some statistics that will explain why we so passionately believe that the implementation of ICT help improve the learning of our students. My first speaker spoke about inclusivity and engaging all learning types. This statement is not limited to slow learners, but also includes the deaf and hard to hear, the visually impaired, the differently able and disabled students. The AVA team, published in August of this year, says, and I quote, for the deaf and hard of hearing students, technology not only bridges the gap, but also opens doors to a world of opportunities previously not there. End of quote. Assistive technology involves a wide range of equipment, software, and tools designed to enhance or make better the functional capabilities of individuals with disabilities. Closed captioning and speech-to-text are important for deaf and hard to hear. Australian Disability Clearinghouse on Education and Training refers to screen readers, text-to-speech, braille display, and note takers, as well as text-to-speech apps on mobile phones for the visually impaired, just to name a few. These advancements help the integration of those persons into everyday learning environments. In a comparative study on the impact of technology integration on students' learning, comes up by Riaz Ahmad Bat in 2023, says, and I quote, absolutely, integrating technology into education can bring a plethora of benefits. End of quote. Benefits highlighted includes personalized learning. This allows teachers to create learning experiences based on the needs and learning pace of the students. Our recent experience with COVID speaks for itself when we had limited human interaction and we were forced to online learning. Content was sent via email, call, or text. Access to resources. The internet opens up a wide range of educational resources for both students and teachers, including videos, interactive simulations, and other online content that enriches the learning experience. Efficiency and organization. This reduces paperwork and cost, but maximize students' learning diversity. Finger and Trinidad in 2002 says technology offers various interesting ways with educational videos, simulation, and guided discovery, all making the learning experience a lot more meaningful and fulfilling. Now, we can bring the data a little closer home. In interviews with other peers and teachers, we got feedback such as it makes learning more fun and exciting. Another student says she learned so much faster from videos shown on science topics, while another one said it helps her to stay focused on tasks. Our CAPE results for 2024, which will be mostly COVID babies, shows that results were more or less similar to other years, while some said it was even better than the last 2 years. And just imagine, Mr. Speaker, we had so many issues with devices and connectivity. Imagine if that was not an issue. We maintain that the implementation definitely can't replace the teacher in the classroom, but the combination of the two opens up a world of fun learning experiences for our students. We conclude by leaving you with these thoughts. Technology in the classroom is not the end goal. Empowering every learner and enabling learners everywhere is a goal. I rest my case. Thank you.
Let's hear it again for young Rashad. We now welcome to the mic the second speaker for St. Peter's Catholic, Samaya Jurican. Let's put our hands together for Samaya.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, judges, esteemed opponents, timekeepers, and members of the audience. As the second opposition speaker, I wholeheartedly agree with my colleague that the implementation of ICT does not improve students' performance. Mr. Chairman, did you know that over-reliance on technology can hinder the development of skills such as critical thinking and problem solving? Research studies conducted by the University of California's professor, Dr. Patricia Greenfield, stated, and I quote, as technology has played a bigger role in our lives, our skills in critical thinking and analysis have declined, end of quote. In other words, Mr. Chairman, instead of engaging in real-world activities that can lead to deeper learning, students often resort to quick online searches for answers. Mr. Chairman, my teammate previously mentioned how he relied on ChatGPT to find the definitions of words instead of researching. However, dominated by ICT, students miss out on essential opportunities to collaborate and engage with their peers. If you were to visit any classroom on our island today, there would be sufficient evidence to support this claim. Instead of going outside during break and lunchtime to interact with friends, students are often heard asking their teachers, Miss, I could use my tablet now? Or you would find them in a corner playing a game on their device. Mr. Chairman, without a doubt, I am sure that even my opponents are guilty of making such remarks. It has gotten so bad that even if you encourage them to go out and socialize with their peers, they would choose their device instead. Therefore, this lack of face-to-face interaction restricts students' development of social skills and emotional intelligence. Mr. Chairman, I leave you with this thought. Technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. I rest my case.
Let's hear it again for young Samaya. So I will give you a breakdown of the prizes that will be given to the different teams at the end of this year's competition, right after this first debate. So once the judges are ready, we will take the summary speaker for the first team, the proposition. So we now invite to the podium the summary speaker for Holy Spirit Catholic School, Daniel Lendo.
Standing on protocol already established, good morning. I'm convinced that by now there is absolutely no doubt in your mind that the implementation of ICT in schools will add a tremendous improvement to students' learning. My opponent stated that ICT does not reflect any enhancements to students. However, we maintain that ICT does enhance